If anyone believed the royal drama had reached its peak, they were mistaken. This new storm hit the palace like a sudden jolt no one expected. It began as a small whisper, just a random comment floating online, the kind that usually fades by morning. But this one didn't disappear. This comment blew up. Suddenly, the entire internet was buzzing about Meghan Markle's rumoured yacht days and the shocking idea that she might have met Prince Andrew back then. Yes, that Andrew. The moment those rumours surfaced, everything changed. Sources say Harry felt it the most, appearing more shaken than he has in years. But before we dive into his reaction, we need to rewind, because the backstory here is full of details and there's a lot to unpack. Things blew up when people online started digging into Meghan's life before royalty, the chapter she rarely talks about. Those years when she moved between jobs, trying to make a name in Hollywood, mixing with different crowds, and navigating the tricky space between actress, hustler, social climber, and someone chasing their big break. The internet settled on one word for that time: yacht. To be clear, no one is saying Meghan did anything illegal. There's no proof of that. These are just interpretations, rumours, and online stories about the kinds of elite parties that took place on luxury yachts in the early 2000s. Things really blew up when people online started digging into Meghan's life before she became royalty, the years she rarely talks about. That was the time she was moving between jobs, trying to make her mark in Hollywood, mixing with different crowds, and figuring out her place between actress, hustler, social climber, and someone chasing a big break. Social media zeroed in on one word to describe that era: yacht. To be clear, no one is claiming Meghan did anything illegal. There's no proof. These are just rumours and interpretations about the elite parties that took place on luxury yachts in the early 2000s. Those events brought together business moguls, celebrities, models, and aspiring actresses in ways that sometimes blurred the line between networking and indulgence. That kind of scene is perfect for gossip, and critics who were ready to attack Meghan jumped immediately. Then, people started asking a new, uncomfortable question. If Meghan and Andrew moved in similar circles, could they have ever crossed paths? Just that thought made the situation explode again. To understand why, you have to look at Andrew's past. While Meghan's history has gaps, Andrew's is like a flashing warning sign. For decades, stories circulated about him living like a party prince, surrounded by wealthy friends, hopping from yachts to clubs, taking exotic trips, and forming questionable connections. His younger years were a highlight reel of extravagance, boosted by royal status and privilege. Then came the biggest stain on his record: his association with Jeffrey Epstein. No need to go into details, but Andrew's name and his circles created an image the royal family never wanted to revisit. That's why his downfall was massive. Titles gone, duties gone, public trust shattered. Now imagine this: Meghan, who already draws controversy without trying, suddenly being linked even loosely to someone as notorious as Andrew. You could almost hear the palace groan from across the ocean. For Meghan, the rumours alone were damaging. She spent years shaping a story of hard work and climbing through Hollywood, but the internet never forgets. Every time a yacht, a party, or a wealthy friend is mentioned, her image takes another hit. Then came another twist. Online investigators started digging deeper, connecting timelines, matching guest lists, pulling up old interviews, and checking travel logs. Some believe Meghan and Andrew may have attended the same events years before she even met Harry. Not romantically or scandalously, just existing in the same high society circles. But social media thrives on drama. Speculation is fuel, and Andrew's name is the spark. Suddenly, everyone wondered, if Meghan and Andrew had ever crossed paths, even accidentally, what would it mean? How would the palace react? And worst of all, how would Harry handle it? Harry has always tried to shield Meghan from criticism, but this was a different storm. Andrew isn't just controversial, he's considered the royal family's most radioactive figure. Suddenly, Meghan, already seen by some as the royal family's most disruptive outsider, was tied to him. Reports say panic showed on Harry's face whenever reporters asked questions. He looked exhausted. Years of defending Meghan and managing the narrative were taking their toll. And now, another controversy was being pinned to them, this time with Andrew's name attached. For Harry, this wasn't just a headline, it was a nightmare becoming real. He had left the family to escape royal drama, but now he was being dragged back in because of parts of Meghan's past he didn't fully understand, and she hadn't fully explained. Inside palace walls, discussions were intense. Andrew was already the family's biggest PR risk, and some viewed Meghan as the second. The thought of these two being connected even years ago sent chills through the monarchy's communications team. So, the first half of the storm settled, rumours swirling, the palace bracing, Meghan silent, Andrew denying nothing, and Harry caught between frustration, heartbreak, and overwhelm. As the rumours spread, Harry felt trapped, like he hadn't since the Sussex exit. Back then, he thought he was protecting Meghan from the monarchy. Now, it felt like he was trying to protect her from her own past, one she rarely explained, and the internet was obsessively dissecting. Sources say Harry initially dismissed it, telling his team, "It's just noise," but the noise became a roar. Commentators traced timelines, drew theories, and put Meghan's name next to Andrew's in bold headlines. Every time Harry looked at his phone, there was another notification, another video, another theory. At first, he wasn't angry at Meghan, just confused. He asked direct, heavy questions. Did you meet him? Were you ever at the same event? Why didn't you tell me? Rumours about yachts alone made tensions rise fast. Meghan, known for fighting defamation fiercely, reportedly bristled at his questions. She told him, "It's irrelevant, it's not who I was, it's not who I am." But Harry needed clarity, reassurance, something solid to hold on to while the world tore apart the story she built. Instead, he got deflection and tired answers. The same wall she usually shows the press, now behind closed doors. Their arguments weren't loud, they were quiet, sinking deep. The kind where one asks, "Why won't you tell me everything?" And the other replies, "Why don't you trust me?" Across the ocean, the palace watched with frustration and wary acceptance. Meghan was always a PR challenge, but linking her name to Andrew was a nightmare no one wanted to reopen. Some insiders said senior royals were furious, not at Meghan, but at the media for letting the rumour grow. Andrew's scandal is a shadow the palace once buried. Even with anger, there was quiet unease. Meghan's pre-royal years have always been a puzzle, and this added another layer. Some staff whispered, "I wouldn't be surprised." Others muttered, "If it's true, it changes everything." And some dismissed it entirely as another attempt to vilify her. Yet tension lingered. Even the faint idea that Meghan once crossed paths with Andrew stirred memories the monarchy tried to bury. Then the public reaction turned into a circus. Social media erupted with debates. Supporters called it a sexist attack. Critics called it the biggest scandal in years. Every hour, new threads, theories, and exclusives added fuel to the fire. Harry watched in growing dread. Every rumour, every headline felt personal, as if he were responsible for Meghan's entire life before they met. That pressure slowly suffocated him, chipping away at the man who once claimed he'd finally found freedom. At one point, sources say Harry confided to a friend, "I just want 1 week where my family isn't in the news for something humiliating." But that week never came. Then came the harshest blow yet. A quiet online suggestion, subtle but impossible to ignore, that Meghan's rumoured connection to Andrew might explain her early fascination with the royal world. That maybe her interest in the monarchy didn't start with Harry at all. People began digging up Meghan's old interviews, blog posts, photos with celebrities, and her comments about dreaming of a fairy tale life. Suddenly, the story shifted again. Instead of Meghan being the actress swept off her feet by a prince, some corners of the internet painted her as someone who had studied the royal world long before Harry appeared. That rumour reportedly hurt Harry the most. He always believed their love story was genuine, two people from different worlds finding each other unexpectedly. Hearing strangers suggest Meghan's journey toward him was strategic, that she might have known other royals or moved in elite circles he had been warned about, tore something inside him. Behind the scenes, Harry started withdrawing, not from Meghan, but from the world around him. He stopped replying to messages, skipped calls, avoided invitations, and cancelled appearances. Friends said he looked dimmed, as if the spark he always carried was dangerously low. Meanwhile, Meghan stayed strong, focused, refusing to let the rumours get to her. But that strength made Harry feel even more alone. While Meghan could fight, he felt like he was sinking. The irony was cruel. Harry spent years trying to protect Meghan from the royal institution, and now he was trying to protect himself from the fallout of her past. As the storm grew, one truth became clear. This wasn't just another scandal. It was a test of Harry's loyalty, of Meghan's openness, of the monarchy's patience, and of what happens when someone's past collides with someone else's present in ways nobody expected. Whether Meghan and Andrew ever actually crossed paths, or whether it's all just smoke, the impact is real. Harry is exhausted, Meghan is standing firm, Andrew is silent, and the palace is bracing for whatever comes next. Scandals may fade, but suspicion lingers. If you want more deep dive royal stories, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment below.